Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Thursday the 4th, and almost completely forgot about the whole May the 4th be with you. I wasn't looking online much for anything and saw a bunch of that later on in the evening. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, oh shit, it is the 4th. So that whole Star Wars memes all over the place kind of is what it is. So, but yeah, got up this morning, fairly decent time frame. Dog let me sleep in a little bit. We got up, got around, had a few things to get done, ran over, took care of the cats, got that all done. Actually got all the dogs at home fed and stuff as well before I did that. And then got back from there, had a couple things. I thought, well, I'll stop by. There's like a yard sale looking place. I pulled up in it and walked up to it and it was awful. So I left there quickly, which yard sales on Thursdays can be hit and miss. It kind of depends on what you end up with. So it was definitely not a good yard sale. So I was there like, I don't know, maybe 55 seconds. Like it wasn't even a full minute, I guarantee, but it is what it is. So I got back home, got the dogs all played with, got a few things done around the house, nothing really major. Went out and hung out with them for a bit, had a meet and greet that was scheduled for 9:15. It was, they basically text over, so they're on their way. I said cool, everything's good to go, which is also a little bit of a test of how we like to make sure they're going to follow directions when it comes time to actually book this day. And it was one of those ones that there's not a lot of information about the dog and so on and so forth, but they got there right on time. Everything's good. Had the dogs put up where I wanted in the backyard and stuff. Had the curtains pulled so they couldn't see in the house, so it's good to go. Lady showed up with her little Yorkie Terrier mix thing, supposedly a pure Yorkie, and looks like a silky. It's got really shiny little fur and stuff, but overall she said she did DNA and it wasn't a purebred Yorkie, which is fine. But super sweet little dog. He's like, I don't know, 13 or something, kind of old, but he's still pretty spry. It's pretty good. Let him outside for a little bit of chat and stuff, headed inside, let him smell around, get used to the place. Brought Bruce in, didn't really seem to care about Bruce at all. No real concerns, no big red flags, so I agreed to watch her dog. It's coming up into the month, I think it is. It's a pretty good chunk of stay. It's like 10 days, so it's a good little chunk of stay. And she said something about if we want to do like a daycare type thing and watch him for a day or even a single overnight, just so he gets used to it and stuff. And I said, that's up to you. I said, I'm fine with the way he acted. If you want to do that, if you don't want to do it, I'm fine either way. So I said, if you want to schedule a day for daycare and stuff, and she goes, well, okay, it's fine. She goes, I think I wouldn't mind doing a daycare also, just in case. And I said, 100%, let's do it. So she goes, well, you want to do it today? I'm like, maybe. Like, so I got some real high energy, hyper dogs and stuff here that are pretty big dogs. I'm like, well, let's just see how it goes down. Because worst case scenario, the little dog will stay inside with mom more than outside with me and the big dog, and see how it happens. And I also had Zoe here, who's super hyper and just gets a little bit overwhelmed by multiple dogs. So let's see how it's gonna go. Zoe's been doing a lot better lately, so it's definitely a good thing there. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. So I said, do you want to book it through the line, or said you want to just pay cash or just Venmo me, whatever. So that's fine. So she went ahead and she Venmo me the money, which worked out fine for the daycare. She left the dog here. No food or nothing, going to be here that long, so it wasn't a concern. She took off. I let the dog outside. When I did it was funny, because I took her dog out, the Pit decided he wanted to come inside. So I was like, okay, cool. So everybody's outside. We're all letting everybody smell each other. Everybody's getting along fine. He's having no issues. He's running around the yard a little bit. He was a little overwhelmed by all the dogs when he first got there, but he got used to it pretty quick. Wandered around the yard, smelled and peed on stuff, and all the good things that dogs do. And then a little bit later, I let the pit bull back out, and it was funny in hell because like the Pit went to go smell him and check up on him, and apparently I don't think he didn't know the Pit bull was there. I think is what happened, because he had already determined this is the number of dogs in the house, and they didn't realize there was a new dog there. And when the Pit came up to him, that little Yorkie like barked, just really turning that Pit coming after him. It was pretty funny. So when he did, he was saying stuff and scared the hell out of the poor little Pit bull, and man, he jumped and ran back to the dog like, what the hell was that? And then the little one was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. And they made up. And it was funny. It was probably about 10 minutes later, the Pit was laying down, and the little Yorkie was coming up and all sniffing at him and stuff. And they got along fine after that. But it was funny to watch the Pit get bullied by that little tiny Yorkie. So it was pretty good. But overall, went well. Dogs got along fine. The dog wanted to come inside a couple times, hang out with mom and stuff, but not too much. Did a little boofing at some of the stranger neighbors' noises and stuff, but overall not too bad. They came picked up Zoe went home, and then they came picked up the little one. After the little one at home, I went for my run, got my run in, got back home from my run, hang out there. My wife decided to go up today to hang out with her son for his birthday dinner. I'm gonna take him out to, I think they went to Olive Garden, where they ended up going, and his birthday just that's the day he had off work that he'd go together. So she got home from work, she grabbed my mother, and then she grabbed her father, and the three of them went up and had dinner with her son, and then hung out there a little bit, came back home, and we're all just kind of hanging around. I could have had soup. There's a bunch of things I could have ate. I just wasn't feeling like eating dinner, so skipped dinner again. I do that every once in a while. I just don't feel like eating anything, so I went ahead and basically just didn't anything to eat. It happens to me sometimes. So I was hanging outside the dogs, playing with all them, letting the 3D printer run for a while, and then joined a cigar and watched a bunch of YouTube. That's basically how my evening was wrapping up. Wife got home, we chatted about how things went on the dinner and whatnot, and then I finally wrapped it up, headed inside, and started a new print, a long print to run overnight. Then I headed inside and grabbed myself a bowl of Doritos to have my dinner. So that's what we end up with. Watched the episode of Golden Girls, wrapped up and called it a day. It's an exciting day. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.